Whenever you want to fact check, you need not to look at the content first. I am Walid Al-Saqaf, an associate professor in journalism at Södertörn University in Sweden. So oftentimes I tell my journalism students that it's important for you to look into the whole picture when it comes to disinformation. When you fact check anything, when you go out there and find something on the net, don't invest your time and go through the content and look into whether it is fake or true at the get-go. Because occasionally this content that you're looking at is actually not real to begin with. And that's why I always say, whenever you begin with the media. The medium that has the information can give you a lot of what it might be. I've seen a lot of my journalism students make the mistake of trying to debunk a mockery or satire type of content because they haven't actually looked into the actual medium that offers this. And so before you even begin looking into content, look into who is giving this content, what is the intention out of this. The objective here is not to basically look into what you see here and find out if it's true or not. Whether the intention of the individual or entity that produces this content is in fact justified in that sense, in that context. We are now unveiling a new, let's say, monster or challenge. And occasionally I tell my students, if you would like to understand what is going on, you actually need to practice on creating such content. Understand what is it that this content contains, how is manipulation changing, the algorithms, the tools that are used. And then once you realize how this is created, for example, in the case of generative AI, you begin to understand the weaknesses, the discrepancies, the context, the biases, etc. And then these become hallmarks that you go into more deeply and analyze. But that's just an example of the challenges facing us. That's the issue when it comes to crises such as the Middle East conflict today, or the coronavirus developments and the vaccination scandals and conspiracy theories. So there's a confirmation bias that stands in your way when you try to convey the information to the public. So you try to look into the rationale. Don't put it as a challenge to them. Try to understand where they're coming from and partition, let's say divide their context, their background information. Try to figure out where is it exactly that is lingering in their mind and what is lingering in their mind, what is driving their belief system. Once you arrive to a point, okay, you have now potential to break the cycle of this illusion and take it step by step along the way. If you try to impose it on them, you'll only make them more insistent on believing what they believe. So what you need to do is first understand the culture, the context, where they're coming from, and try to make it much easier for them to digest the information you convey. I believe that there will never be a one truth to everything in life. There will always be debates. Even within the academic circles, there will always be debates about what is misinformation, disinformation, whether propaganda is part of both. And what needs to be done is to constantly seek answers through dialogue, through collaboration, through understanding of the context of each individual, each entity. Because if you force a top-down approach, I think it will backfire eventually.